Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever season summary / award show for Cracked Wiffleball. Today, I'm going to be going through some of the most important statistics from the 2023 season, the first season, which will include an overview, player breakdowns, and highlights, and also some season awards at the end. So, first, let's run through the basic numbers from this year real quick. So, firstly, and most importantly, we acquired one strike zone. As anybody who played earlier in the year knows, a cardboard box did get the job done and would get the job done, but it's less than ideal for a variety of reasons, including weather and whatnot. So, a special thanks to Gonzo, Ryan, Duke, and Daniel for their help creating the zone. Our total number of players for this season was 15, which includes a lot of people who came only once, but I'm grateful to everybody who came out, and I hope they do play this next year as well. Oaktai, Matt, Emma, Alex, and Sean all showed up once, while Jackson, Aiden, Jacob, and Colin had a little bit more significant attendance. Lastly, Daniel, Ryan, Gonzo, Duke, Robert, and myself were the players to record more than 30 plate appearances. The total number of plate appearances for the year was 517. And of course, my favorite statistic, Duke obviously was a calm and respectable man throughout the whole season, and I'm sure none of that was caught on camera. So next up, we'll discuss some of the more interesting numbers that jumped out to me while looking at the stat lines from some of the players with more limited numbers throughout the season. So Aiden's our first player up. He had 19 at-bats this year with an OPS of 751, which is slightly below league average, but his interesting numbers this year come from his 2 innings pitched. In these 2 innings, he allowed only 1 run, giving him a 1.5 Wiffle ERA since Wiffle games are only 3 innings long. His whip of 3 was average, but his percent of balls in play was the second highest of all pitchers, which indicates a tendency to pitch to contact and let his fielders help him make the necessary outs. And after every little stat breakdown, we're going to roll through some highlights. So here you go.
I just heard your mom laughing.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
Run!
Not underhanded, that's like, oh my god.
oh shit!
Anything is possible! Yeah!
Fuck me!
Next up is Colin. Colin is the only player to have more balls in play than Aiden as a pitcher, but he did not quite enjoy the same results, ending with a 13.5 ERA and 5.5 whip. Though he had limited appearances, he had a solid OPS at 1136. He was third in runs per plate appearance and isolated power due to his 1 home run, which is fairly impressive for a less experienced batter.
It's fucked up. I've never... You gotta stand taller, Jacob. Yeah! Yes, sir!
Whatever the fuck. Oh, there you go.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah!
There we go. Hey! Hey!
Though Jacob had a small sample size this season, he has perhaps one of the most fascinating stat lines of the limited players. In fact, I would argue the most fascinating. His OPS of 542 was below league average, and yet he managed to score the highest number of runs per plate appearance of any player this season at 0.5. Jacob's runs per plate appearance are even higher than his on-base percentage due to a throwing error, a feat which will probably never be topped again. In addition, Jacob allowed no runs on the mound during his 2 innings pitched. Although he did throw hittable pitches that led to a high percentage of balls in play, many batters were unable to figure out his looping slow ball and popped out several times, as you'll see in these clips.
I'm doing the same thing.
And it's crushed to right field.
No, Jacob shot the one.
Yeah, he might. There we go.
2-1. 2-2. Oh my god.
Ah, fuck, stay.
It's 2 out. Yeah, it's...
I got it. I think that was... Ow, fuck.
Catch that, Jacob.
Jackson is the last of our limited players and had an 870 OPS and a high walk rate of .292 walks per plate appearance. He tacked on 6 runs and 6 RBI. Because of Jackson's hip injury and surgery, he played before we were able to film any of our games, and he played before the strike zone even. So I don't have any pitching stats for him, unfortunately. He also played even before we played at Howery with a fence, yet he still blasted 1 home run into the outfield on the rookie field. And next up, I'm going to walk through our 6 full season breakdowns from the 6 players who had 30-plus plate appearances. Our first player up is Robert, who had the lowest number of qualifying at-bats at 26. Robert put up respectable numbers that contributed to his team's victories this season. He had average RBI, run, and isolated power numbers, but his lower than average K rate led to a 1292 OPS, making him the 4th best hitter overall. Additionally, although he had an average walk rate and ball and play rate on the mound, his ERA was only 261, which was lower than either Daniel or Duke.
Hey! I fear Johnson. Yeah!
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's there.
Let's go. Get him out of the court. Catch him and go one.
Yeah! There we go! Yes! Right into
Ryan had the 3rd most at-bats this season at 62 and the 2nd most home runs with 4. His OPS of 1143 is solid, but his RBI per plate appearance of 365 is the 2nd highest of all eligible players, showing he was even better with runners in scoring position. My favorite stat, though, has to be that although Duke says that he hates to walk, nobody hates it more than Ryan. His 162 walk rate was the lowest of anybody in the league. Ryan was middle of the pack overall in his pitching results this season. He did have a below average walk rate of 205, but his .543 opponent batting average was the 2nd highest figure allowed, and his balls in play was high as well. He was able to throw the strikes necessary, but often hitters were able to get a handle on him and put the ball in play. However, Ryan is even better than all of these numbers show. He was one of the best fielders this year due to all of his baseball experience, making many excellent grabs as well as throwing pegs to get runners out. Fielding isn't something I've really been able to track, but it's obvious to anybody who is watching that Ryan's defensive run save would be near the top.
That's points that he had.
Right, you got it.
Nice,
Brian, go 2.
Oh.
Damn! Oh! Woo! Drag!
Up next is Daniel. Of all the Wiffle regulars this year, Daniel is the only one who didn't play some kind of baseball growing up. He did lead the league in strikeouts this season, but he also had the 2nd most at-bats. He also had 2 doubles and 3 home runs. Daniel finished the season with a respectable 901 OPS that will continue to rise as it did over the latter half of the 2023 season. Overall, his hitting capability and isolated power were smack in the middle, but for somebody in their first season swinging a bat, they really were excellent. Where Daniel really shined and improved this season was on the mound. His slider and fastball became more accurate and his walk rate improved, culminating in the 2nd best whip and on-base percentage of all qualified pitchers. He still had a high balls in play rate overall, but they were easy enough for his fielders to help make plays. Overall, he did lead the league in innings pitched and therefore also outs made.
That's romping. I almost.
Damn!
Count.
Woohoo! Oh. Dang!
You're just not gonna.
Gonzo is our second player who absolutely shines in the field, whether it be diving catches or impressive ball skills. He was the league leader this season in total walks, walked almost 35% of the time, had a low strikeout rate, and also led the league with a 682 on base percentage. It's safe to say that Gonzo is big time in the business of getting on base in general. Um, Given his third in the league OPS of 1403, his RBI and runs were surprisingly low, as well as his isolated power, which was in the middle. But again, on base, Gonzo was an on base machine this year, and whatever way was working best. Overall, Gonzo did have a rough pitching season in 2023. He had speed and movement on his pitches, but with difficulty controlling them, obtaining a 50% walk rate and 14 ERA. However, he was much improved in his first appearance of 2024, employing a slow ball with solid accuracy, and I assume that will continue throughout the rest of the year.
Good hit. Oh, the fielder, man.
Yeah!
Yes, sir.
Get in there, Gonzo! Get in there!
Let's go!
That's great.
2023 Duke is best characterized by saying that he had a very aggressive style of playing wiffle ball. At the plate, he swung as much as possible, achieving the league's second lowest walk rate. Once the ball was in play, Duke ran like a maniac, leading the league with 3 doubles and a 667 BABIP. All of this worked, which is, by the way, for those of you who don't know, batting average from balls in play. All of this worked extremely well overall, as he was the league leader in average slugging and OPS, topping out at 1565. He also led in RBIs per plate appearance at 512, as well as runs per plate appearance, excluding Jacob, at 372. Overall, Duke was a monster at the plate and not somebody pitchers were looking forward to facing. On the mound, Duke was out there very aggressive again, ready to get Ks or die trying. He had an excellent year, which included some of the prettiest pitches of the season, especially his riser screwball that batters could not seem to touch. He had a 3.58 ERA due to his high walk rate, but his K rate was the second highest in the league, and his opponent batting average and balls in play were second lowest.
That did like do a really good impression.
Dude, let's do it. Okay.
Oh!
Woo!
Oh!
Hey, good.
Buddy, at your warm flesh.
Tired of that shit, guys.
Oh!
Oh!
Ash come up recently. It's like right where you don't want it.
Yes, sir!
I got it.
Matt!
Lastly, I'll be talking about myself this year. I led in a lot of categories this year, but of course I also had the most at bats, which definitely helps. My 8 home runs were double any other player, and my total RBIs and runs were tops as well. At the plate, I was second in OPS at 1486 and showed myself to be a hitter with both contact and power. I had the lowest K rate of any batter, as well as the best isolated power score and my home run rate, going yard in over 11% of my at bats. I do believe, though, that my dominant attributes this season were my abilities on the mound, where I led in every major advanced category. I walked under 10% of batters, struck out 64% of batters, and allowed the ball into play just 28% of the time. My ERA of 0.95 and WHIP of 0.95 were both less than half of the next qualified pitchers. I was able to accomplish this because I'm a big nerd who has been developing pitches in his backyard and watching MLW for over 2 years now. And my fanaticism definitely paid off. Thank you, Ryan Cratch.
Man, I get all the way.
I guess you're gonna miss. Yes, sir! Way to go.
What it is. That you can swing at.
Nice. Oh.
I had a good AJ pass. There were like 3 players.
Oh!
He kind of fucked me enough with it.
That dropped.
And I responded with a question.
Oh, nice. I think you should do
I hope you all enjoyed this individual section, and I hope you enjoy the next one as well. I wanted to give out some awards to our best competitors this season, so without further ado, I will start with first. Our first award is for Best Highlight. Now, this isn't a typical award, but it takes a certain ridiculous play to force itself into your heart so much that you have to create an award recognizing it. So, for calling his shot and pulling off the most absurd backhanded home run ever, I'd like to present the Best Highlight Award to Robert Taylor.
I'm shooting on everything. Give me one behind me. I'll literally hit. I'll go like this. I'm shooting on everything.
What?
That could have been you, Duke, if you just swung, you know?
Oh my god! Let's go! Oh my god!
Our second award is for this season's Most Improved Player. This player got into watching MLW this season with me and showed an obvious passion for wanting to play through 2023. He developed some excellent and accurate pitches, improved his hitting stats over the course of the year, and lowered his K rate, and came to every outing of the year ready to ball. This year's Most Improved Player award absolutely goes to Daniel Masterman.
If you're opening your stick.
Oh, strike 2.
It was guy who was like,
Oh, we got that.
Why are you so far back?
Oh my god, get out, ball! Daniel!
The next player up had a knack for bringing in runs when the game was on the line. His OPS was slightly above average, but his RBIs per plate appearance were second in the league, indicating obvious clutch abilities. He also made some absurd fielding plays that prevented runs at crucial times, leading his teams to victory. This year's Clutch Player of the Year award goes to Ryan Choate.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that hit.
And he misses.
The Cy Young Award is meant for the best pitcher in baseball, or in this case, Wiffleball. This pitcher was consistent throughout the year, letting in less than 1 run for every 3 innings pitched and allowing less than 1 base runner per inning. He didn't pitch the fastest, but his arsenal was the largest, and hitters had a tough time keeping up. So for Cy Young, the winner is me.
And you were open, man. That was not for him to swing at. Oh, good play. Oh,
Yes,
what a
sir. Nice.
Oh my god, that went through the hole! It went through.
Our third to last award is the prestigious Gold Glove given to the best fielder of the season. This player was always laying out for balls, making impressive plays, and overall giving his all to help his pitcher and team to prevent runs. His speed on the left side of the diamond made him a menace to base runners throughout the season, and I personally was constantly trying to not hit the ball to him. This year's Gold Glove award has to go to Andrew Gonzalez.
Good hit! Oh, the fielder man. No. Stay. Okay. Holy shit, that was close. One. Nice guns. Right, puts it in the air. Hey, Gonza makes the grab. Oh no, Oaktie. He's out. Oh my.
The Silver Slugger is for the best batter of the season, and our Silver Slugger this year was aggressive at the plate and on the base paths at all times. He had a low walk rate and absolutely crushed souls with his 1565 OPS. This player led the league in average, slugging, OPS, RBIs per plate appearance, and runs per plate appearance, making him undoubtedly the best hitter of this season. The Silver Slugger award goes to Duke Hill.
Oh, losing, but you're projected to score 16 less points than him.
Let's go, dude.
I think we saw how me putting juice on it happened.
Hey.
5 runs. No one was on first. That wasn't a grand slam. That was only 3.
There was a lot of excellent wiffle ball play this season, but I truthfully believe that I made the right choice for this award. This player was second in many of the hitting categories, including OPS, and led in every single pitching category by a lot, shutting down other teams while he was on the mound. The MVP for the 2023 season is Jason Gerber.
There you go.
Every time.
Hey,
Go home, dude.
2 out.
That's fair. That's fair. Nice. Fair ball. Get fair.
just walk these.
Fuck that.
Leg.
Oh, and you weren't home. Let's fucking go. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
I promise that I'm not trying to be narcissistic or anything like that. I genuinely believe that I provided the most statistical benefit to my teams this season. This next year, I'll probably propose a vote to prevent any bias from the choosing of awards, so we can have a proper vote at the end of the next season. This concludes the 2023 Cracked Wiffle Stats recap and awards show. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to link the stats spreadsheet in the description for anybody who wants to sort and compare in more detail. Thanks for watching, everybody.